So just going over the things I picked up in October, nothing too crazy, it's just been a standard month with a few really nice finds here and there. Let's just get right into it all. The long-awaited Masterpiece Rat Trap. I'm not much of a Masterpiece collector these days, but I've got the Masterpiece Optimus Primal, which I still regard as the very best Transformer toy ever made to this date. Rat Trap, however, is pretty good. His rat mode is able to have him in his sort of cheeky standing up pose, as well as just the rat on all fours, and it works fairly well as you'd expect. There's a decent amount of articulation considering what it has to transform into. The rat mode, when it's stood upright, it looks a bit tall next to Optimus Primal in Gorilla mode, but aside from that, it works really well in the rat mode. I'm really quite impressed with how it turns out, and there's also, like, you can swap the rat head for a version of actual whiskers. The robot mode and the transformation. Okay, so the transformation is a bit very involved. There's a lot of tabbing in the right places, especially when you turn it back into rat mode, I've noticed. Transformation is a fun puzzle at the end of the day, but with any of these Masterpiece toys, especially the Beast Wars ones, with a lot of the little... It can be a bit frustrating and time-consuming to transform some aspects of it. That said, the downside of the robot modes is the backpack doesn't look good from behind. It just looks a bit clunky and messy. I don't think there was any way they could cleanly get it show accurate unless the price was double or triple what it currently is. I think he's got a similar issue to Masterpiece Cheetor in that the shoulders don't really feel like solidly locked into place. They feel a bit just loose, and if you pose them, the shoulders just seem to go inwards. All those negatives aside, I do really enjoy this one. I think they've done what they could to capture that rat trap design in a small scale. Price is fairly affordable, and he mostly just checks all the boxes that you'd want. I especially like the fact his wrists open up and you get the detonation charges. I feel like any Masterpiece rat trap definitely needs that, and they've done it, and I'm impressed with how it turned out. Overall, really fun toy, and I'd recommend it if you really like Rat Trap, or if you just want to complete the set. I'm not completing the set, I just really like the Optimus Primal, and I thought Rat Trap would go nicely with it. And we have another Wild King toy, keeping on the trend from previous months. This one is Sky Report, probably the one I was most interested in, actually. I really liked how the bird tail turns into like a thing that can go on the chest of the combined ones to add that fifth element onto the combiners. The combiners aren't great, but it's just, I like the creativity involved in this one. Again, it's the kind of same mold design as the previous ones, but retooled and does something new and fun with it. I think the pictures look better than it kind of is in person with the way the bird's structured. It isn't too poseable as you'd probably expect from a toy of this kind of level of engineering, but it is still really decent. Also, Missing Link RC was really good, so I decided to just jump in on the prototype version as well, because it's a really nice repaint. Colors really pop. I talked about Missing Link RC last time, but it was just so good, I wanted a second version of the mold in an interesting, unique repaint. There's a slight retooling of the head and the gun, but it's mostly the same toy again, but in different colors, and that works here. It's really nice.
Hello, the name's Edgar on my YouTube channel FierroLocks, as well as my Instagram. Most recent trade was Combined Wars Combaticons. Now, I used to have the KO version of these guys, and it was fun. I was stand in for the official team, but they didn't hold up as well, and eventually took a fumble and broke into bits. And the only survivors were Vortex and Blastoff. And given the opportunity to get these guys, the massive difference between the quality as well as the applied stickers and custom paint on Onslaught. These guys are just awesome. Some of the pictures are showing in the background, I'm guessing. I'll be having Blastoff, the shuttle, being the right arm of Bruticus. The other guy, well, he'll just be there supporting, literally. He's holding up the trailer for the rest of them. I'm happy with these guys. Sure, Age of the Primes is approaching, and their Combaticons does look promising. I won't be replacing these guys anytime soon.
I was in Dublin very recently at a comic store trading in older figures, and as I was going around the place, I noticed they had a Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Admittingly, this isn't really a character that I think about very often. I mean, don't get me wrong, Magnus is cool, but I've only ever collected a small handful of figures of him over the years. But the money that I got from the figures being traded in went a big way toward Magnus, so I thought, nah, what the hell, I'll go for it. And oh my god, I'm so happy that I did. This guy is fantastic. He's big, he's beefy, He's really posable, and not only that, but he's another addition to the Commander collection, so that's a nice touch. I genuinely cannot find the words to describe just how cool this guy is. Like I said, he is big and beefy, but just the level of detailing on him. He light pipes incredibly well, he has a really good silhouette. I'm not someone who would describe himself as being like a die-hard G1 fan. It's actually for that reason I've avoided much of the 86 line, only because, well, most of those figures I have in like a modern interpretation of one kind or another, so I don't really find myself going out of my way to get them. The likes of Optimus and Hot Rod have been really cool, but Magnus never really crossed my mind. Having said that, I am still really happy that I picked this guy up. He's just really, really impressive. Not only that, this is a nice little addition for the month, because initially I had planned on talking about my Cronus Prime, but Magnus just blew that competition right out of the water.
After passing in both a many yellowed and good condition toys, I'm pleased to say I managed to get my hands on a Beast Wars Polar Claw after Matt linked me a huge lineup of Beast Wars sales online a little bit ago. He really didn't disappoint, because to me, Polar Claw here is the ultimate Beast Wars B-lister. He's a good size, he's got lots of gimmicks, he's charmingly simple with loads of personality. This toy feels like the jack of all trades that would have been a kind of gateway drug to someone trying to get into the big mad world of Beast Wars. And like all good beasties, while he's full of contemporary 90s gimmicks and advancements like ball joints, a snarling Ninja Turtle face, a battle mask, his entire left leg of the polar bear turning into a sharper, spring-loaded attack claw, I, in particular, really like the evolution of the cassette minion Power Master kind of gimmick, with the entire right leg flying off to turn into this bat cannon claw hybrid. It's gorgeous, right? Like, something about that just really sold Polar Claw for me. As well as that, the like bottom left of the leg turns into this cool kind of Soundwave shoulder cannon. Like, just the wee cherry on top of this beautiful toy. And the thing is, I genuinely had no clue this was a feature in the toy when I was getting this. It surprised me, it's captivated me, and it totally blends in with that very interesting polar bear mode.
And now we move on to this segment where I talk about the acquired grails, or, purchases from the list. Some of these were on previous lists, they kind of went off for a bit, back on, but they've been things I've been after for a while. Sometimes I'll remove things if I think they're pretty hard to get, or I might not know where to put them in the collection. But ultimately, these are the things that I really like about collecting, and I feel a sense of accomplishment in tracking these down, finding them, and getting to experience them. Interestingly today, I have acquired things essentially in pairs, with the first one being Fox Kids Rhinox and Waspinator. I've always been a big fan of obscure Beast Wars repaint, especially when the repaints do something interesting, such as metallic paint in the case of the Waspinator here. The Fox Kids Waspinator in other media is known as Buzz Bomb, one of Cryotech's henchmen. That's like a nice little added bonus. But more importantly, it's just the designs. If you look at the originals, then look at these, they do something different. Like, the Rhinox has like different he's got like different patterns on him, which make him look very unique compared to the original. And then when you transform him, he's got a lot of shiny red plastic, which I've always been a big fan of Transformers that change color as they transform. I think that's a really nice gimmick in a lot of the figures. Especially with like one mode they hide predominantly primary color in the robot mode. Waspinator / Buzz Bomb. He has really nice sort of clear blue wings. The mostly grey body with the red eyes just really makes the red eyes stand out more. And then it's just complemented with some nice metallic gold paint. Overall, I think these two figures probably haven't aged the best in their base forms, but these repaints just really bring some extra life into them, and I'm just really glad to own them. Well, the next pair and the final thing of today is Binaltech RC and Smokescreen. Now, if you've had alternators before, you'll probably just think the Binaltech ones have slightly different paint. But that's not true. They've also got diecast, and that might seem not that different. But if you've held both of them in hand, the diecast just feels so premium in this case. Like, these Binaltech toys, compared to alternators, just feel like a much more premium figure overall. The paintwork's a lot nicer, the details, I read down to the colors of the plastic even, and these two have really nice decos overall. With alternators and Binaltech though, the robot modes leave a lot to be desired in some cases, but the feature is the vehicle modes. These are really good quality figures, and it's really nice to get an RC that isn't yellowed beyond belief as well. Smokescreen is one I've been after for a while. I was going to try and get alternators originally, but then I figured why not go for the Binaltech and give it a try, and I am really glad I waited to find the Binaltech in good condition. Particularly nice in hand as well. If you can choose to get a Binaltech over an alternator, I 100% recommend it. I've had issues with alternators, just the plastic cracking over time and everything, and yeah, with the Binaltechs there might be some bits that are a bit delicate still, but you're getting a much better quality toy overall.